Law & Order Special Victims Unit just kicked off its 12th season here on NBC. On tomorrow night's episode, Jennifer Love Hewitt guest stars as a rape victim so terrorized by her attack she's afraid to leave her own home.
So she gave the hospital a fake name. Has she been in any trouble?
No, her prints are in the system because she applied for a civil servant job.
Address is in Midtown.
Yeah, that's bogus. There's no phone. There's no record of a Vicky Sayers in the tri-state. Trying to make herself invisible.
I don't blame her. She's been raped 4 times by the same guy.
Mariska Hargitay plays Detective Olivia Benson, and she's brought along a special guest who we're going to talk to in just a moment. Mariska, good morning to you.
Good morning.
First of all, just a reaction, 12 years. It's something.
It's something. It's definitely something. And I have to say, this year has been obviously a marker in my life, but I'm very, very happy to be back, and I think especially because we had such a strong year. It seems after 12 years, where do you go? And yet this year, I thought, hands down, we had the strongest season opener. And the show that I'm here to talk about that's airing tomorrow night
really tackles an issue that you care greatly about.
Greatly about, but also I thought it was one of the best performances that we've ever had on SVU.
And it's about rape, but it's also about the backlog of untested rape kits in this country. Was that shocking to you to find out?
Staggering, absolutely shocking, and I think it's something that people don't know about, and that's why we wanted to bring attention to it, because one would assume that if a woman is violated and raped and actually goes through a 4 to 6 hour, oftentimes re-traumatizing experience to get DNA evidence collected, that obviously that the police would test it. Obviously, how else are we going to find the perpetrator? And to find out that there's hundreds of thousands of them sitting in crime lab facilities across the country is horrifying.
You started a foundation to deal with this called the Joyful Heart Foundation in response to some letters that you personally received. What did they say?
Well, being an actor on a show and coming off ER, your normal fan mail is sort of like, hey, I love your show, can I get an autographed picture? And I started receiving fan mail and emails of women actually disclosing to me their stories of rape and abuse and trauma, and was so horrified. And to think that, there was sort of like a common thread between the emails. They were, you heard the words pain and isolation, but courage, obviously, that somebody has the courage to come forward. And so the fact that these women were disclosing their stories to an actor on television really inspired me to do something about it.
And Sarah Tofty, you are the director of advocacy for this foundation. How is the foundation helping to end the rape kit backlog?
I mean, the good news about the rape kit backlog is it's a problem that can be fixed. Places like Los Angeles, New York City, they've had backlogs and they've worked to either eliminate them or they're close to eliminating them. You've got great law enforcement, social justice groups, survivors all coming together to try to end this backlog. I think because we know what this backlog means to victims. The fact is that the message we're sending to victims by not testing kits is that their cases don't matter.
Yeah, and often when these kits are tested, people are, they find the perpetrators.
Number one way.
Right, exactly.
These kits have huge investigative potential. There's so many things you can learn from testing these kits. And I think it's a way to bring some justice to victims and a way to bring some healing to them to say what you went through was not in vain, that we care about your case matters. And it also sends a message to perpetrators that you can't get away with this crime.
And so,
by not testing them, I think it really sends the message to perpetrators that it's okay. You know what I mean? What are we saying by not testing them?
Absolutely, you can get away with it.
So,
Mariska Hargitay, thank you, and thank you for bringing attention to it through Law & Order.
Thank you for
Sarah
having us.
Tofty, thank you so much for joining us.